I do not own the rights to this music.
Pray for me. Pray for me. Oh, my brother. Pray for me. When you bow at the altar, please don't forget to pray for me.
Hello, and welcome to Sunday School Summary with Brother Ron. Sunday School lesson for Sunday, June the 1st, 2025. Our reference material for the Sunday School Summary is based upon the International Sunday School Lesson Series as published by the Sunday School Publishing Board. We are discussing Worship, Sacrifice, and Offering as the title of the Summer 2025 Lesson Series, and the lesson series continues to explore the scriptural themes of worship, sacrifice, and offering. The lesson series studies the beginning of altar and sacrifices in worship, Jesus' worship and conduct or relations in the temple, and the lesson concludes with the study of the meaning and offering sacrifices for Christians under the New Testament. The Worship, Sacrifice, and Offering lesson series is categorized into 3 units or groups of lessons, and we are in Unit 1, and we are discussing the genesis of altars and sacrifices, or the beginning. The title of our first lesson from Unit 1 is titled Gift Giving That Matters, and those are gifts that are pleasing to God. The key verse comes from Genesis chapter 4, verses 6 through 7a, and it reads, "The Lord said to Cain, 'Why are you so angry? Why is your face downcast? If you do what is right, will you not be accepted?'" The title of today's lesson, Gift Giving That Matters, from the book of Genesis. And Genesis is the first book of the Bible. Genesis recounts the creation of the world. It tells the story of how God created the universe and everything within it from a formless void over a period of 6 days, and that he rested on the seventh day. It then introduces Adam and Eve, the first humans created by God, who disobey God and are banished from the Garden of Eden for their sin and the suffering into the world, which brings us to today's lesson. There are 2 summary lesson points for today: a rejected gift from Genesis chapter 4, verses 1 through 7, and a forfeited opportunity from Genesis chapter 4, verses 8 through 16. The passages for the lesson today revolve around the key words of faith, wisdom, gift, and offering. Faith is the complete trust, assurance, belief, or confidence in God. It is Cain's lack of faith in God in today's lesson. Wisdom is the ability to apply experience, knowledge, and understanding to produce good judgment. It is the wisdom of Eve to acknowledge God as the source of the birth of her son Cain in today's lesson. Gift is a voluntary transfer of something of value that is freely given. It is Cain and Abel's gift from their harvest and gifts from the flock in today's lesson. Offering, it's a gift that people offer to God as an act of worship and gratitude to God. It is Cain and Abel's offering to God of grains and animals as a form of worship in today's lesson. A rejected gift is our first summary point from Genesis chapter 4, verses 1 through 7. And these passages, Genesis tells the story of the beginning of the human family with Adam and Eve and a continuation of sin. It goes on to say that Adam had sex with Eve and she became pregnant, and she gave birth to Cain. And she said that it is with the help of the Lord that she had given birth to a son. And sometimes later, Eve also gave birth to Cain's brother, who was called Abel. And when they became grown men, Cain was a farmer and Abel was a shepherd. And one day it was time for the harvest, and Cain brought to the Lord some of the crops as an offering, but Abel brought to the Lord some of the lambs, first lambs that his sheep had given birth to. And he brought pieces of fat from the best of his lambs to offer to God. And Abel and his gift pleased the Lord. But God was not pleased with Cain and his gift. So Cain became angry. His face looked sad. Then the Lord said to him, Cain, why are you angry? Why do you look sad? So God is challenging him to control his anger. So he says that if you do what is right, I will accept you. But if you do not do the right thing, then sin will be very near to you, and it will be like a wild animal at your door that is ready to eat you. In other words, sin will consume us. But you must become better. So we have to be careful of how we conduct ourselves as part of our daily life and not let sin consume us. Our second summary point is a forfeited opportunity from Genesis chapter 4, verses 8 through 16. In these passages, Cain's anger is uncontrolled, and he kills Abel and attempts to hide his sin from God. And it says, one day, Cain said to his brother, we should go out to the fields. And while they were in the fields, Cain attacked his brother Abel, and he killed Abel. Then the Lord said to Cain, where is Abel, your brother? And Cain tried to deflect. And he goes on to say, I do not know where he is, but must I always be my brother's keeper? Then the Lord said to Cain, why have you done this bad thing or sinned? He says, now your brother's blood is lying on the ground, and this is like his voice shouting to God for help. And the ground received your brother's blood when you killed him. And God says that as a result, the ground will no longer accept you. It has brought a curse on you. And he says, when you work hard to dig and till the ground, no plants will grow in it for your food. He says you will travel from place to place and you will not have your own home. In other words, the consequences of his sin was that his crops would fail, he would have no home, and he would be a wanderer. And Cain said to the Lord, the punishment is too much. It will give me too much pain. So Cain focuses on the punishment of God or chastisement of God versus seeking reconciliation with God. He says, now you are making me to leave my home here on the land. I will be far from where you are. He says, I will be a traveler without a home. If someone sees me, they will kill me. But the Lord said to Cain, no, if anyone harms you, that person will be punished 7 times more than God has punished Cain. And he also told Cain that he would place a special mark on him so that people would not kill him. In other words, God extends his grace of protection even when we do wrong. And finally, he says that Cain went away from the Lord, and he went to live in a place called Nod, which is east of Eden. So he went away from the Lord. This is Brother Ron with the Sunday School Summary for Sunday, June the 1st, 2025. Thank you for watching. Have a blessed week, and we hope to see you next Sunday for another edition of Sunday School Summary with Brother Ron.